Have you ever worked so hard for something, only to have it stolen right before your eyes? I gave years of my life to a company that saw my worth, until someone decided to erase it. They thought they could humiliate me, use me, take what was mine. But what they didn't know is that I don't stay broken for long. This is how I got even, without ever raising my voice. I've worked at a marketing agency for almost 6 years. I wasn't the loudest or the most confident, but I was reliable. Every project that went out the door had a bit of me in it, my effort, my ideas, my soul. My boss, Mr. Daniels, once called me the backbone of the department. He'd say it jokingly, but I knew he meant it. So, when he announced that one of us would be promoted to team lead, I felt ready. I'd earned it. Late nights, skipped weekends, canceled vacations. I'd done it all. And that's when she appeared. Lena. Lena had joined our team about a year earlier. She was new, charming, and confident. The kind of person who knew how to make everyone like her instantly. She laughed loudly, complimented people all the time, and never missed a chance to agree with the boss. We got along, at least at first. She'd often come to my desk for advice, ask me to review her work, or join me for lunch. I thought we were friends, but I didn't realize she wasn't learning from me. She was studying me. A few weeks before the promotion announcement, I noticed strange things. Emails I'd sent to clients had, mysteriously, disappeared. Reports I'd completed were missing sections. Lena always seemed to be nearby when it happened. One day, she accidentally forwarded me an email, or maybe it wasn't an accident. It was a message to Mr. Daniels, full of fake concern. I'm worried about her. She's been so distracted lately. I've had to fix her mistakes more than once. My heart sank. I stared at that line for a full minute. I wanted to confront her, but I didn't. Instead, I decided to wait. Because if she could play games, I could too. The big client presentation was coming up, the one that would decide who got the promotion. It was my project, my strategy, my work. I'd spent weeks preparing. The night before the presentation, I stayed late to rehearse. Lena stayed too. She smiled, said she was there to help. I should have known better. The next morning, when I opened the presentation file, it was gone. Everything. Deleted. All my slides, visuals, data, months of work vanished overnight. Panic hit me like a wave. I tore through backups, old drafts. Nothing. And then, Lena walked in. Calm, confident, holding a USB drive. "Don't worry," she said sweetly. "I backed up your presentation yesterday. You really should be more careful." When the meeting started, she offered to present on my behalf. Before I could say anything, Mr. Daniels nodded. And as she stood in front of everyone, presenting my work, I felt the ground disappear beneath me. She had changed a few details, but the structure, the research, the creativity, it was mine. At the end, the clients applauded. Mr. Daniels smiled. And Lena got the promotion. I wanted to scream. I wanted to tell everyone what she'd done. But when I tried to explain, no one believed me. Mr. Daniels said, "I know it's disappointing, but maybe next time you'll be more prepared." Prepared? I had prepared everything. That night I went home and cried until my eyes hurt. Not just because I lost, but because I realized she'd been planning this all along. And as I sat there in silence, I made myself a promise. I won't expose her. I'll make her expose herself. Weeks passed. I kept my distance. I smiled when she walked by. I congratulated her like a good coworker should. But every time she flaunted that fake kindness, it only fueled me more. Lena was now in charge of a new campaign, a huge deal for the agency. But the thing about people who lie their way up, they eventually forget how to stand on their own, so I watched her closely. She relied on others for everything: reports, numbers, creative ideas. And then, one day, she came to me again. "Hey," she said, "you're so good with clients. Can you help me with this presentation? Just this once?" I smiled. "Of course, Lena. Anything for you." I worked on it quietly, but this time, I made sure everything pointed back to me. The metadata on every slide, the timestamps on every draft, the source files under my name. And I included a few suggestions that I knew would raise eyebrows if she didn't understand them. The day of the presentation, she strutted into the boardroom in her designer heels, confident as ever. Everyone was watching. She started her pitch, and it didn't take long before things went wrong. Slide after slide, she stumbled. She couldn't explain the data. She couldn't answer basic questions. At one point, she even used a marketing model that contradicted the company's entire strategy, one I'd accidentally left in the notes. Mr. Daniels frowned. The clients whispered to each other. And then, one of the senior partners said, "Lena, this strategy sounds familiar. Isn't this from the proposal she wrote last quarter?" All eyes turned to me. I wanted to look surprised, but I just smiled softly. Lena's voice cracked. She tried to speak, but the words wouldn't come. She knew it was over. The clients left unimpressed. The meeting ended in silence. Later that day, I was called into Mr. Daniels' office. He looked pale. "I owe you an apology," he said quietly. "I think I made a mistake." Lena was removed from her position within a week. HR found evidence. Emails she sent under my name, files she'd deleted, even fake feedback she'd written about me. She was asked to resign. When she came to clear her desk, she avoided my eyes. For a moment, I almost felt sorry for her. Almost. As she walked past me, she whispered, "You planned this." I looked at her and said softly, "No, Lena, you did." A month later, Mr. Daniels offered me the promotion again. I accepted it. But this time, it wasn't about the title. It was about peace. I learned something powerful through all of it. Revenge doesn't always mean destroying someone. Sometimes it means letting them destroy themselves, while you rise quietly above the ashes. Thank you for listening to Tales by Soul. If you've ever been betrayed, at work, in love, or by someone you trusted, remember, the truth has its own timing. And karma? She never misses a deadline.